Welcome back to another episode of Check the Facts. I'm doing this one on censorship because I've seen people come and go on websites, and especially YouTube, for having opinions of their own that contradicts the democratic view. One YouTuber just recently got shut down for his views and opinions. Hunter Avalon is pretty well known on YouTube. He's got quite a following and a lot to say. His topics are the most controversial topics talked about today: multi-genders, immigration, women's movement, feminism, fat movement, and so on. I'm subscribed to his channel, so I was pretty surprised when I found out that his entire channel was shut down suddenly, but thankfully it was reinstated because there were a lot of people who backed him up and petitioned this. He spent years building up his channel and over 500,000 subscribers. Usually YouTube gives warnings before shutting someone down completely, but in his case he said that they didn't give him any warnings, they just shut down his channel. So what is the deal with so much censorship in the United States suddenly? Throughout history, this country was known to be unlike any other country, particularly in the freedom department. So what's up? Well, simply put, the marshmallows decided to come out to play, and if their views and feelings aren't agreed with, you will be shut down because you didn't comply with their doughy feelings. The feelings have been hurt. For shame, you didn't pat me on the back and congratulate me every second for everything I said, because every single one of my thoughts are the most relevant thing you will ever hear. So his channel was taken down for hate speech. Well, here's the definition of hate speech: abusive or threatening speech or writing that expresses prejudice against a particular group, especially on the basis of race, religion, or sexual orientation. However, prejudice is a preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. I would say that he is very reasonable based on what's happening out there in the US today. And though I'm just a startup channel, I started this about a week and a half ago, and I'm not actively promoting this channel because it's not my full-time job. It's just a hobby. I still want to take a moment to bring this matter to light. This week was the hearing on white nationalism. And the problem was that Facebook and YouTube seems to be allowing this to happen. I read this article on Vox. Republican Senator Ted Cruz said what a whole lot of us are thinking. Big tech behaves like the only acceptable views are those on the far left, and any views to the contrary are suitable for censorship and silencing. Conservatives have repeatedly cited concerns about how companies like Facebook and Twitter take down accounts and posts, arguing that they disproportionately curb Republican voices. Of course, they have to use the New Zealand shooting as a basis for their argument. Reading further, it says one particular example Republicans like to hold up of alleged censorship is when now Senator Marsha Blackburn was banned from promoting her campaign video as an ad on Twitter because of a reference she made related to Planned Parenthood. In the video, Blackburn accused the organization of engaging in the sale of baby body parts, and Twitter said it initially barred the video from being used as an advertisement because it was too inflammatory, though it ultimately reversed its decision. This isn't a research video, but anyone who knows me from seeing my other videos knows that I will definitely look into any accusations, so I did. So I just quickly Googled this to see if there was any truth to it that baby body parts were being sold, and I actually found a few things. The Center for Medical Progress said that it did. This article from Family Policy Alliance also says that it does. These parts are apparently used for experiments by the FDA, and probably other companies too. This website, Right to Life of Michigan, says the same thing, but I just wanted to quickly see if it was true or not. It's, like I said, it's not a research that I'm doing. Tomi Lahren was another big name that got suspended or terminated. She was supposedly conservative, but she made a statement that she was pro-choice, and then everyone flew up in a rage and she got banned pretty much, because that is so contradictory to what conservatives believe. I am definitely pro-life, but she should not have been shut down because she said that she was pro-choice. What set this country apart is that it did what no other country in history has ever done. It set itself apart in ways no one else did or could, beginning with the Constitution. Then came the First Amendment. I'm not going to quote the whole thing, but the main point was right to free speech. In this entire world that is censored, full of safe zones for the marshmallows of the world, America is the only place that has pretty much a free speech zone, because it's supposed to be a free country. Do not mistake freedom of speech for freedom of violence. Freedom of speech is one thing. Even hate speech is its own thing. It is just words. And yes, feelings will get hurt, but it's just speech. Once it leaves the boundaries of speech, it becomes threats and physical violence, then it's no longer okay. People have a right to say that they don't like a nation or a race. People have a right to say that they don't like a law. People have a right to say what's on their mind. However, if someone says something threatening like, I'm going to shoot you, or I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to break into your house, then that's no longer hate speech. That's a threat. This is now turning into violence. This is no longer speech. There is a Big difference. And what the marshmallows out there don't understand is that they cannot change the way someone feels. You can suppress, you can censor, but still inside someone is feeling that they hate something, they don't like something, they don't agree with something. You're not going to change someone else's feelings. I mean, what's next? You're going to put microchips inside of people to also alter feelings? This is getting ridiculous. This sign says we condemn freedom of speech that hurts other people's feelings. Well, then there's no longer freedom of speech at all. There's no 2 or 3 or 4 kinds of freedom of speech. It's just like there are multi-genders. There's one freedom of speech. Speech, not action. But these marshmallows need safe zones where they could huddle around each other and cry on each other's shoulders about how hurt their feelings are, and then continue to force their beliefs and feelings on everyone else. This country is headed in the direction of every other country, censorship. In some countries, you get jailed, fined, body parts cut up, shot, killed just for having an opinion. This country is no longer going to be the great country it once was. Unfortunately, there is no other platform to put these videos on, or else I would not have chosen YouTube. I will agree that there are some things that should not be seen, like people being brutally murdered, or because someone takes some sick pleasure in cutting someone's throat. You cannot put a video like that up here. You cannot promote violence and sick and twisted things, but speech is the one thing that should not be censored. I love this quote from Voltaire. It says, "To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize." How true is that? Once upon a time, I used to look normal. Gray hair is the least of my problems in the future, because this is what I look like now. This is a self-portrait of myself. I call her Zombie Girl, because every day when I read all the dumb things that happen in this country by people who have hurt feelings in safe zones, it just keeps me looking like this. My channel is open for any comment. Whatever you say stays there. However, the one thing I won't allow is any threats, so please be considerate. I will take down any post that actually threatens someone, because I don't condone violence. But besides a physical threat on someone, feel free to say whatever you like. There is no censorship. You can hate my channel, you can love my channel, you can dislike each other.
Educate yourself!